gets connected. Let's see here. Just waiting on a little bit, and then I'll start. Still waiting to see if anybody's gonna come in. All right, cool. We got people in, so I'll get started. So I had to do this video over again because YouTube removed my first one and then they put it back up because whatever their automated system can't tell the difference between toys and real firearms. I was displaying these that I got, and that dropped as soon as I started talking. And anyway, they killed the stream, so I'm not going to touch them. I'll go back to talking about what I originally was going to talk about. But I'm just going to go over this briefly. But I will get to the PVS-14, so don't worry about that. So I bought these originally just to play around with. And this is also I am going to get to the PVS-14 stuff, but this is also kind of a public service announcement. There are some YouTube videos that I saw going around where a guys in the videos recommend you use these for self-defense. Don't buy that for those. These are toys, and they edited like gunshot sounds in it to make you think that it makes a noise like you're shooting a firearm. Don't buy those because they want like $50 for those. So if you do, you're gonna get cheated. It's a scam. Just letting everybody know. I bought these from AliExpress and they were like $8. So don't waste your money on those. And when I did the first video, I did an unboxing showing everything because, like I said, these are toys. And the reason why I use these, like if you see this one and you see my stronger setup, it's very similar to that Glock, the custom Glock right there. So I just use it for training and practicing, so I can shoot inside and work on my technique. But just to and the little rubber bullets in it. But YouTube can't tell the difference between toys and real thing. I guess their AI is trained for the image of a Glock because it's assuming that it's scary or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to get into what I want to talk about tonight. It's the PVS-14 digital. So working with it, I have tackled a lot of the issues that people had with this particular unit. Mainly being that it's zoomed in at 3 times magnification. So I got a program and it's telling me what I needed to do. So what I'm doing is I'm swapping out the lens. So the native lens in here is actually 2 lenses. And so what I did was, not did it yet, but I ordered it. I'm replacing it with 1 lens. And the 1 lens should make up for the 2 lenses that I had in here. And it should give me 1 time magnification. So let's see. It was a 30 millimeter lens. And it's a 40-degree field of view. So if you wanted to buy one of these lenses, I got it from Edmunds Optics. It also has a anti-reflection coating, and it also is optimized for near IR. So it's, I believe, between 750 to 1500 nanometers. So what that means is that whenever you're in a low light condition, it will help focus more of the low light back into the sensor versus what's on here now. Because what's on here now is just regular glass, and it's not like a high grade optical glass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the current optical glass for a higher quality optical glass. And what that should do is that should improve the light that reaches the sensor. And that should improve the performance without the IR illuminator. Because what I'm trying to do also is not just upgrade the IR illuminator, but I'm also trying to upgrade the actual performance of the lenses itself. Now, I don't know if I put some type of spacer or not spacer. I got to put spacers in here anyway, but I may put a washer in here. So when you're looking through it, instead of the screen being square, it will make it round. But I may play around with it and see which I like the best. I'm not sure yet. Now, the one that I got here, I'm going to tell you something else. This company here, this is another one that most people hate, which is the YSS. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's some Chinese company. That company does not manufacture this PVS 14 because the ones that they make are all plastic. And this one is all metal. This is all aluminum. So it's completely different the way they made it compared to this company here. And you know which one's which because this company here has the 2 owl eyes on it, whereas this company does not. So if you just want to buy one and you know, play around with it yourself. But now, like I said, all these really have poor reviews. And so what I'm working on, oh, I see some comments. Cool. Okay, fish tie. So what do you call a fish with a tie? All right. Thanks for looking at my stream, though. Anyway, back to that. What I'm trying to do is figure out a way to give people options who want to be able to have some type of night vision, but you really don't have a lot of money. And because this is metal for the most part, it's a good starting point for improvements. Oh, also too, I forgot to mention, if you didn't see the other streams I did, I put, let's see, I can just cut the damn thing on. Okay, good. So if you can see, it's green. That's achieved by a filter. All right, let me cut this off. All right, yeah, so, but it's so hitched. Oh, that's a funny joke. Anyway, what I was also going back to, let's see here. I don't know if you can see this. I might have to kill the light a little bit so you can see in here. My big feet. This is my son's stuff. This is getting ready for drill, so got lots of military stuff in here. God, what do I do with the night vision at? It's dark now, I can't see it. There we go. Okay, here we go. Maybe, can I see through here now? Hold on, folks. I'm going to focus it a little bit, or maybe not. Let's see here. I'm just focusing it. All right. It's thinking that the stream is dying for whatever reason. I don't know why it does that whenever you have it, the lights out. Okay, so let's see. Can you see that? I'm going to try. There we go. Wait a minute. I just saw something up here. There we go. You can see through that now. I got that perfect, looks like. All right, let's see what we got here. Can I focus on something better? Hopefully you guys can see this stuff. I'm hoping anyway. But anyway, you get the picture. See, oh, also too, see when I put that filter on here, it doesn't have the flashlight effect where when you look through this, it hurts your eyes. All right, I'm gonna cut this light back on. So that's Junior stuff. He's getting ready for, like I said, he's getting ready for drill. So got all this stuff in here. All right. So the new lens is going to be 30 millimeters. It's going to be the diameter of the lens, and the focal length is going to be 40. So if you wanted to try it, that's what it's supposed to be. I'm going to see how everything works once I actually get it and play around with it and add spacers to it. That way I can see how well it works. So I got two different types of lens recommendations from the program that I use. So I could use one single lens, which is the I believe what I called it, the Plano-concave lens. I can use one lens, or I can use two other lenses, which is what's in here now. So I'm going to try first with just a single lens. That way, if I can eliminate having two lenses, that'll be better, I think. And I'll do some other things with this. I will put like an O-ring in it, because this lens here, there's no O-ring. It's just the outer ring that you have right here, the retaining ring, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an O-ring on here to try to help seal some moisture and stuff from getting in it. I hadn't had any problem with it fogging up, but I don't know how well it's going to operate in like foggy conditions. I don't use it in the rain or anything like that, but I want to try to make it as waterproof as I can. I'm not trying to put this in the water or anything stupid like that. I just wanted to be able, like if I'm outside or it starts to raining or whatever, I just want to prevent water from getting inside of it. That's my only goal. And all these, for whatever reason, they have a hole at the bottom, but it doesn't have any little pin or whatever in here, any plug to prevent water from getting in. So I'll figure out what kind of plug I need to put in here, and I'll still be able to attach my J-arm to it. But so far, so good. I'll recap this part in case you didn't see the other video that I've made on it. So I originally started this project by upgrading the IR illuminator. And as you can see, this IR illuminator that I have on here is different than the ones you normally see on the PVS-14. So when this company created it, they copied the PVS-14, but it appears that the lens that they used was just some type of laser culminator lens, because the IR performance was real poor and you could not see past, I want to say, between 10 to 15 feet ahead of you. So like when you see most of the people making videos on this and they complain about not being able to see, the main reason why they can't see is because the IR illuminator, the lens combination is real weak and it's not really optimized for near IR. So what I did was I got a laser culminator that was meant for IR lasers. And because of that, that really extended the range that you can see. Like before, I couldn't see 15 feet in front of me, but with this, I can see about 100 feet in front of me, which is pretty good for digital. Let's see here. And this isn't all of the parts to the laser culminator. I can't have the part on here that focus because it's a different thread than the one that's in here. Hey, how you doing? I think your name is what? JIDXI. How you doing tonight? So yeah, that's a different, like, I don't know why they use the I don't know why they use a laser culminator. That has to be what it is, because on a PVS-14, the threads are different. Like, you shouldn't be able to screw a laser culminator in here. But the fact that I can, that lets me know that that's what they use. And I know it's probably cheaper and they had a bunch of those laying around, but I don't know. Like, normally, if you're going to use a laser culminator in here, why not just put an IR laser in here? They could have just saved themselves a lot of headache and just put a laser in here and just use the laser to illuminate whatever in front of it. But that's not what they did. But that's one of the main problems that I fixed with this. So now that I can see at night with it. And I'll give you another example. Like, I'll show you right here. So, where is it at? So it says on here it's zoomed in 3x. Now, one thing I do like about the PVS-18 digital is not 3x magnification. This is that single magnification. So I like that. But the reason why they most likely did it zoomed in with the lens combination is because the IR light is inadequate and you can't really see that far. They probably increased the magnification of the lens to make it appear to be more, that to make objects appear to be in focus more in low light conditions instead of just using a better lens, which is what this needs. And so I had to, use a program that told me how to measure it. So what you have to do is you have to find out where the end of the lens is and the beginning of the sensor. So with this one, the sensor is somewhere between here. It's like right there. And then you use the digital calipers to measure. And whatever that number is, that's your focal length that you need your lens to be. So that's how I was able to get it. And after doing that, I'm kind of curious to see on most of these digital devices, are they even using the correct lens? for the sensor. And I suspect what they're doing a lot of times when they're making these airsoft dummy houses. So essentially what these are is just airsoft dummy house. That's my ice maker too, making ice, by the way. But they're just using airsoft dummy housings and they're just converting them over. And so I'm thinking that's all that they're doing. They're just slapping parts on. And that is the reason why people hate these so much. I guess it's full. I don't hear it making any more noise. So what I'm trying to do, like I said, is try to fix all the issues with this. And I'll let you guys know how the lens does. So if it's something that you need to possibly spend your money on, if it works well, I'll let you know. And if it doesn't, then I'll tell you we need to try something else. But I'm hoping that that lens will give me a 1x magnification, which is what I want. I don't like it being all zoomed in, and I tried already using the wide angle lens and the fisheye lens. And the fisheye lens worked good with giving me a 1 magnification. But the problem with the fisheye lens was it was blurry and not in good focus like I wanted. So because of that, I just decided to replace it with optical glass. And that's another reason too. They probably use cheap glass. Let me see if my frame rate dropping. Why? Hold on a minute. Let's see. For whatever reason, my FPS is dropping. Probably because I'm on Wi-Fi. But anyway, they probably use that lens combination because it's cheap. This lens here, like I said before, doesn't have any type of IR coating on it. So what that means is with it's two lenses in here, and it also looks like what appears to be an IR pass window, but it probably isn't an IR pass window because it probably doesn't have any anti-reflection coating on it. But normally what would happen is whenever you had devices such as this, you would have an anti-reflection coating on it so that whenever the light goes in, the light wouldn't be reflected back out. So what happens is, I don't know if you can see there. Here, the sensor's kind of, or the lens is kind of dirty, but okay, right here. The sensor in here is clearly visible. So that sensor is visible. What that means is that all of that light that's going in here is also being reflected right back out of the glass. So at night, when you're looking at a dark area, you're not getting the full potential of the sensor because a lot of the light is being reflected back out of the glass, right? So that's why you need a good IR coating, which is not IR, AR, which is anti-reflection coating on it. And the anti-reflection coating on here is maximum that I'm getting on the new lens will be maximized for near IR light. And that's another reason, like anytime you see, I'll tell you something else you can tell with the devices. And most of the Chinese devices tend to be near IR. Anytime you see that little red faint glow, that's near IR light. True IR light, you can't see. I don't know, that might be a law or something they have in China that their civilian devices have to have near IR light. But I don't think I ever seen any device from China that had true IR light. They don't cost anymore. It just might be that for whatever reason they can't have devices that aren't in near IR. Maybe it's more of a military application. I'm not sure. I was able to find relatively inexpensive optical glass. It's about $50, which is still a lot of money, but not like $700 to $800 that some of these lenses can cost. But hang on a minute. Let me go see something here. Right here. And I'm going to sit here while I'm talking. Oh, that'll give me a break from holding it. But anyway, that's the thing. And then that's playing with whatever reason it's messing with my FPS. Why would that mess with my FPS? That doesn't even make any sense. But anyway, yeah, it's messing with it. Can't even catch a break. Maybe I'll try it like this. I need to get a tripod. I keep saying that every time I stream. Alright, that's perfect. Alright, but if I can make these into something better, that'll drop the cost for people. See, the sensor in here is the same as the one in the NVG30, but the performance of this one is way worse than the NVG30. So my guess is that it's because of the cheap optical glass that they use. That if I have better glass, I will see a vast improvement with performance. And if I get it right, I'll do a parts kit if somebody wants to buy the parts already sourced. But I'm also too going to put all the parts up. I have a Discord somewhere, I think. I know I have a Discord and a Reddit, so I may put it up on Discord or Reddit, the parts, so that you can get all the parts yourself. Because to me, it's easier to just take this and make this into something better than for you to just build one from scratch. I'm not talking about like an analog PVS-14, obviously. I'm talking about like a digital one, because I've seen the ones where people 3D print them and then use one of those FPV drone cameras and put in it. To me, it's cheaper and easier to do this than to go through all that expense, because this unit here was only like $150 some dollars. Which isn't bad when you factor in that this is metal, it's aluminum, so it's not bad for aluminum. I'm working on also getting a Patreon page, because these parts, they do become expensive, so if somebody would like to help donate to the project so I can continue working on trying to get this better, I have a Cash App, but that's what the money goes to, is to work on getting more parts to perfect this. Honestly, this should have been what the company did when they actually built these from the get-go. Is certain flaws in it that they should have corrected, but I know why. They probably did what they did for cost. But with these IR, like here's the thing: when you see these guys on YouTube and they're talking about, will analog ever? I mean, will digital ever catch up with analog? Well, it's the reason why the digital really never compares to analog. A lot of times, is the sensors are okay, but the optics are trash. Like if they just built these things and they made it where you can just unscrew the optics off and just put a regular PVS-14 lens and then let it ride right there, you would probably have better performance. But they never do because the PVS-14 lenses are a lot more expensive. Even if you buy the cheap Chinese ones, they're still about $100. And that's really the main thing because I think the PVS-14 has a 40-degree field of view. I'm not exactly sure what the new field of view is going to be with this one because I'm increasing it by playing around with the optics. But once I'm done with it, you'll be able to play around with these at night or whatever, or go indoors and be able to see at a reasonable distance in the dark at night without the IR flood being on. But based on the specs that this had, the IR flood should have been good for about 600 to 700 feet, but it's not. You can't see that far away with it. But after I did upgrades, you can see a lot further. You can see about 100 feet. But based on what they said, the kind of lighting combination that they have in the specs, you should be able to see it about 600 feet away, but you can't. But that's the thing, though. I'm trying to see what else we need to do with it. I know I probably gonna need to replace the spacer in there because it has one spacer in between the lenses. But once I use the single lens, I'm probably will have to replace that spacer. We shall see though. I actually like this unit. I know a lot of people don't like this one, but it seem to be pretty decently made with it being made out of metal. And if it's something that you want to be able to to have around where you can take and use it and just see in the, see reason in the dark, it should be pretty decent for you to do that once we're done with doing all the different modifications to it. If you hear some noise of me scratching, I'm sorry. This got some mosquitoes. It's getting warm again, and the mosquitoes are out. But probably what I would do once I'm complete with this and I have this ironed out like I want to, I probably will at some point go back and try to do some improvements on the PVS-14 that I have. See if I can make it a little more accurate. See, can I make the laser better? Because the thing about the light, whenever I notice looking at it, it's not culminated and it's not really focused. You can tell, like, if you got any of the clone PVS-15s, and if you notice how they have like a little blur when the laser's shining on the wall instead of a nice, crisp focal point, that's the reason why the laser needs to be culminated. So I'll probably work on that. And I'll make some more videos on the toy pistols that I got. Cause like I said, they're good for training because they throw the shells out. And if you're just doing like dry fire drills, which is fine, but having the shell come out gives a little more degree of realism. And you can also get used to having your weapon cycle. So if you have a jam, you can clear it. Because these toys do jam from time to time whenever you're firing them. And so that way you can kind of work on when you're doing your drills, you can work on clearing jams and stuff. Also, too, if you subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate that because I'm trying to get to 500. I believe I'm currently sitting at 478. So if I can get to 500, that would be great. Let's see, what time is it? How long? I've been going on about 44 minutes. Sorry if you hear that noise, that's just my air conditioning going. I'm not sure how far away we actually are on here for us, the mic, how much noise is actually going to pick up. I'm relatively close to the AC vent, so maybe that's the reason why you can hear it. I'm not sure how loud it is, but if it is loud, I apologize in advance. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. We'll go through this, and then once I'm through with working on the PVS-14, I can probably double back around to the PVS-18 that I have. So I was finally able to get the lenses out of that one, and it was a pain getting the lens mechanism out. But the whole thing comes out, so at least that's a little different than this one. I can take everything out of that one, which I do like, and I can get right there, right to the sensor. But like I said, this one here, the PVS-14, has an IR pass window. So even when you get to the sensor, it's still glass in front of it. I probably too at some point I'll probably build an analog PVS-14 and an analog PVS-7. But I hadn't gotten around to doing any of that stuff yet. I've just been so busy lately. I hadn't had time. Sometimes I barely have time to post videos and stuff like that. But we shall see though. Hopefully everything, like I said, works well. I don't need to do too many more modifications on it. That's what I'm hoping anyway. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see here. If I had the parts kit on here, I'm not sure how many more people really would be interested in the parts kit. Like I said, there's tons of videos on these, but nobody really explaining what you can do to try to make them better or do any improvements on them. And I'm using a new app, so I'm still trying to learn it. But I switched to using Streamlabs mobile because I wanted to be able to do like overlays and stuff. So I don't know. If I get this set up here to look pretty good, I might do a second one. I may run a dual setup. I still love that the Z9157. That's the one I call the PVS-7 digital. I do love that one. So if I can get this performance pretty decent on this one, and I can get it comparable to that one, I'll be glad. But we shall see. Hopefully everybody's week's been going pretty good. And today's Friday, which is good because I'm ready for the next episode of Solo Leveling on Saturday. It's a pretty good show, so that's what I've been waiting for. Let's see here. Anybody else say anything else in the chat? Nope. I'm just ready for the weekend because I am tired. Been working non-stop and a lot of overtime, so I am tired. Because I work on HVAC equipment and boilers and chillers and stuff like that, so I'm always busy. And here lately, I've been doing like 16-hour days, sometimes 32-hour days. Well, actually 32 hours is more than one day, but I'm just tired, man, doing all this work. Like there's a problem with the Wi-Fi on here. I don't know why the Wi-Fi keep going in and out the way it looks. So I apologize ahead of time. Let's see here. Well, so far everything's been, I'm doing pretty good with it. It's glad it's Friday. That way I can get some real rest. So I don't know what else I'm gonna do the weekend. I'll probably, like I said, I'll do more work on this, and then probably do some more training on my gun stuff. But the weather's gonna be bad for the next couple of days. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go to the range or not. I'll probably put some more videos up. I don't know if Junior's gonna be able to go before he gets deployed or not. But we shall see. I still gotta work on this app because this app is Streamlabs, and like if you look up there on the subscriber count, I still don't know exactly how to get that straight, but I'm working on it. For whatever reason, my laptop just turned on. I don't remember having it. I'll never have it. Not never have. I don't think I have a timer on it for it to call on a certain time. Maybe I do. But my goal is like with the when I was showing at the beginning of the stream, I was showing you that the toys that I use for training purposes. My goal is to get almost all of the rifles and the firearms that I use regularly to get a toy equivalent of it, so I can display it in the live stream. Because the way YouTube policies is, you can't really display. Well, not can't really. You can't at all unless you maybe Destiny or somebody like that. They're not gonna let you show real firearms and you hold it during a live stream. But the toys are supposed to be allowed for you to do that. But I did it and they still took my stream down. They put it back though once, once they reviewed it, because what I was holding was obviously a toy. But it just gets annoying that when you're streaming and then you don't know that your stream was taken down and you're just going and going and going, and only to find out that your stream was killed 30 minutes ago. But looks like I have I'm just reviewing, looking at the other part that I have with the Cash App, and then that part at the bottom. That looks right. It looks like you can see it. I just need to do some more work on this app. And it is 2:01. I think I'm gonna get ready to cut it off here, folks, because I'm getting tired. And I got things I gotta do tomorrow, so thanks for taking out the time to look at my stream, everybody, and have to see everybody later. Goodbye, people.